Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari एवं श्रीपाद परमहंस परिव्राज कथारे स्तोत्र सत्र श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON founder Acharya, BBT founder Acharya, Jagat Guru, savior of the whole world, Patit Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki Harinam Sankirtan Mahayagna ki Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Lakshmi Nrsingadev Anantadev Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki Shri Shri Bhaktavatsala Balaji Shri Devi Bhudevi Lakshmi Devi ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 11, verse number 2 onwards, 1 onwards. Sukadeva Goswami said, thereafter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra, accepted an acharya and performed sacrifices with opulent paraphernalia. Thus he himself worshipped himself. Thus he himself worshipped himself, for he is the Supreme Lord of all demigods. Canto 9, Chapter 11, verse 1 onwards. I'm just reading the translations. Yeah, if you can. If you can. Canto 9, Chapter 11, from verse number 1. Translations. Okay, are you there? Now text, okay. Thus he himself worshipped himself, for he is the Supreme Lord of all demigods. Text number 2. Lord Ramachandra gave the entire east to the Hota priest, and the entire south to the Brahma priest, the west to the Advaryu priest, and the north to the Udgata priest, the reciter of the Samaveda. In this way, he donated his kingdom. Text number 3. Thereafter, thinking that because the Brahmanas have no material desires, they should possess the entire world, Lord Ramachandra delivered the land between the east, west, north, south to the Acharya. Text number 4. After thus giving everything in charity to the Brahmanas, Lord Ramachandra retained only his personal garments, ornaments, and similarly, the queen, Mother Sita, was left with only her nose ring and nothing else. Text number 5. All the Brahmanas who were engaged in the various activities of the sacrifice were very pleased with Lord Ramachandra, who was greatly affectionate and favorable to the Brahmanas. Thus, with melted hearts, they returned all the property received from him and spoke as follows. Text number 6. O Lord, you are the master of the entire universe. What have you not given to us? You have entered the core of our hearts and dissipated the darkness of our ignorance by your effulgence. This is the supreme gift. We do not need any material donation. Text number 7. O Lord, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, who have accepted the Brahmanas as your worshipable deity. Your knowledge and the memory are never disturbed by anxiety. You are the chief of all the famous persons within this world. Your lotus feet are worshipped by the sages, who are beyond the jurisdiction of punishment. Your lotus feet, your knowledge and memory are never disturbed by anxiety. You are the chief of all famous persons within this world, and your lotus feet are worshipped by the sages, who are beyond the jurisdiction of punishment. O Lord Ramachandra, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Yakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Nityadeshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat krupatamaham vande Shri Gurum Deenataharinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, I'm very happy to be with you all. I think my last visit was maybe about 2.5 months back. Or maybe even 3 months back. I don't remember exactly. About 3 months back. Huh? I see so many new faces here. Compared to that. All right, so we are all somehow in a position where we will be witnessing a very historic event, the installation of Lord Ramachandra's Vigraha in Ayodhya. It's a fulfillment of the desire of many generations of pious devotees of Lord Rama, many generations, that Lord Ramachandra's big, beautiful, magnificent temple should be established in Ayodhya and give him a rightful. Okay, to my right side in the corner, far corner, Kannada translation is happening. Kannada Anuvada nadiyutte. Bekadaru allige hogi kutkoltira. Kannada Anuvada nadiyutte. Hindi Anuvada beka. So many generations of devotees of Lord Rama have been wishing and praying that Lord Rama should be re-established. So you can say this is some kind of a Punaragamana festival. Sri Ramachandra, Ayodhya Punaragamana. He was there originally as the king. Somehow he got displaced. So he's coming back to reclaim. In the case of Lord Ramachandra, it was a 14-year exile. But this is, I don't know, maybe 500 years or something, whenever that temple was destroyed. So it's a pretty long exile. So he's coming back and taking his rightful position in Ayodhya. We celebrate and we hope that all people of all religion communities will also join in celebration. This is not a revenge moment. No, we don't look at it like that. We are very happy somehow by grace of the Lord. A mistake that was done many centuries back has been reversed, and we invite everybody to celebrate. We are not because actually everybody is son of one single God, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. They are avatars, as we all know. And there was only one religion at one point of time in this world, and that is called Sanatana Dharma. All the other religions have appeared subsequently. Nothing is as ancient, and so the original religion of the world is Sanatana Dharma, as taught by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. That is the original religion of all this world. That's it. Anyway, I don't want to get into that right now. We want to know that Lord Ramachandra his exile is over, 14 years then and a lot more years now. He's returning back to Ayodhya. So the description of Lord Ramachandra's return to Ayodhya starts in the Yuddha Kanda of Ramayana. Yuddha Kanda is the Kanda in which we describe the fight between Rama's army and Ravana. So towards the end of the Yuddha Kanda, after Ravana has been vanquished, his army has been defeated. So there is the Lord Rama and Sita is recovered. And in one sense, you could say that the real commencement of the return journey of Lord Rama, the real commencement is after the Agni Pariksha of Sita Devi, Mother Sita. She undergoes the Agni Pariksha. After the Agni Pariksha, and she comes out, I would say, blessed by Agni Deva and all the Devatas. So apparently at that point of time, Brahma also appears. All of them bless Mother Sita. And they're very proud of her. So after that, after the Agni Pariksha is over, after Ravana is vanquished, after Vibhishana, by the way, Vibhishana was crowned as the king in exile itself. When Vibhishana was in exile, before the commencement of the battle, Lord Rama, as soon as he takes Vibhishana into his side, into his party, among the first thing he does is he declares that Vibhishana will be the king after this battle with Ravana is over. Vibhishana will take over Lanka, making it clear that he has no intentions of usurping Lanka and, ruling Lanka or whatever. He had no such plan or desire. He says Vibhishana will definitely make a much better king than Ravana, and he declares that Vibhishana will become the king after the battle. It's over. So rightfully he offers the throne back to Vibhishana. And he says something very sweet to Vibhishana. He tells Vibhishana when he says that, see, we have to understand that Lord Rama, generally we all worship him in a Dasya Bhava. What is Dasya Bhava? Student. Servant. Correct. Servant. So Rama's dealings are predominantly in the Dasya Bhava. Very few could make it higher than that. That was his mood. But when the same Lord, when he comes as Krishna, he is different. He is very different. There is Dasya Bhava, there is Sakhya, there is Vatsalya, and there is also Madhurya. But Lord Rama doesn't show that part of his personality. But nevertheless, in the Ramayana, Lord Rama addresses 3-4 personalities as his friend. Very few, just 3-4 of them. Can anybody name one of them? Vibhishana. Lord Rama categorizes, Kevat mane? Guha. Nishadraj Guha. That's his name. Yeah, Kevat, Kevat. No. See, there's a difference. I'll clarify. Good you brought out that point. See, Lord Rama will look at Vibhishana and say, my dear friend, as he is preparing to leave, he says something very sweet. He says, you have done much more than any friend would do for me. You have done much more than any friend would do to another friend. You have not just been a friend, you have been a guide, you have been a well-wisher, and you took risk for me, because he accompanies Lakshmana when that fight with Indrajit happens. And he takes so much risk. So you have done much more than any other friend would do. So I'm very, very grateful to you. So as a friend, you have been a very ideal, perfect friend. And I think the best, what I could do, I have done in return, out of reciprocation, out of my gratitude, that, and I'm also very happy that now the people of Lanka will have a very wonderful king they can look up to, Vibhishana. So, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to you, my love for you, my affection for you, Lord Rama will say. It's a different matter that Vibhishana doesn't look at Lord Rama as a friend. He won't look at it. Vibhishana doesn't look. For Vibhishana, Rama is always the supreme Lord and the master. But Lord Rama, he extends that privilege to Vibhishana, Guha, Kevat, or. And then there's one more character. Lord Rama looks at Sugriva as a friend. In fact, Sugriva's friendship is the most formal type of friendship you can really come across. Of course, Krishna had Arjuna as his friend. Krishna and Arjuna were great friends. That is before the Bhagavad Gita. After that, I mean, the moment Arjuna goes and tells Krishna, Shishasteyam Shadimam Tuam Prapannam, he says, enough of friendship, my dear Lord. I don't think this is a time and occasion suitable for expressing friendship, friendly sentiments. I am confused. I'm terribly despondent, hopeless. I don't know what to do. I'm not able to separate right from wrong, wrong from right. I don't know where I landed up. I'm completely desperate. So enough of this friendship. Now you please tell me. I'm your disciple. I'm a soul surrendered onto you. Now you tell me what I'm supposed to do. So Bhagavad Gita says immediately after that Krishna had a smile. I mean Mahabharata says. Because here is a friend. Normally what happens is the servant, when he, by, what shall I say, by evolution, by being a very good servant, by being a very, very sincere servant for over many lifetimes, then maybe the Lord will make him, all right, now you've won my trust. You've won my trust. Okay, now you become a friend. You're not a servant anymore. You're like my friend. But here is a friend who's saying, no, I don't want to be your friend. I'll go back and be a servant. I'll be a surrendered soul. So Vibhishana will never accept Lord Rama as a friend. He will become embarrassed when Lord Rama speaks like this. And then Vibhishana makes a counter request. Vibhishana says, I'm honored that you consider me as a friend. I'm very honored. I'm very grateful, though I don't deserve it. Because you're saying I will respect what you're saying. But I don't consider you my friend. I'm always your servant. I'm always your menial servant. I'm always be serving your lotus feet, etc. Vibhishana says. But because you're saying I'm your friend, I will take the liberty to ask one boon from you. He will say, Lord Rama will be a little surprised. He'll say, because you're calling me a friend, I'll take my liberty and ask for some favor from you. Lord Rama will say, oh really? You want something, a favor? Then he says, so what can I do for you? What should I do? Then Vibhishana will say, see, you're getting ready to leave Lanka now and go back to Ayodhya. You will drown all the residents of Lanka because they've been hearing you. They want to see you. Who is this great personality who has come and liberated us from clutches of Ravana and like that? They're all hankering to see you, hankering to meet you. Why don't you please extend your stay by some more days? If I can ask for this as a friend. Lord Rama will be deeply touched by the affectionate gesture of Vibhishana. He will say, under normal circumstances, I would have accepted this request. I would never have courage to say no, because that's what friendship is all about. We take that extra mile for each other. We support each other and so on. So then, very nicely, Lord Rama will say, very thoughtfully, he will say, I would have stayed. I would have really loved to stay, accept your hospitality. What can be better than spending some time with someone like you? A very wise, intelligent, very fair, very honest, very righteous, very principled gentleman. I mean, what would give me more pleasure than spending some time with you? But right now I cannot do that. I have to. By the time Vibhishana would have already offered, saying that, all right, to me it appears like you're in a hurry to go. So whenever you decide you want to go, I'll lend you my Pushpak Viman. He will say that. Then Lord Rama will say, there is somebody there waiting for me. I mean, not just somebody, there are many people waiting for me there. And they are, what is the word? They are bearing, they're enduring, they have somehow tolerated this separation for 14 long years. And they're counting, they're not counting days or years. Now they're counting seconds. Okay, just whatever, this many more seconds, Lord Rama will come back. They're counting seconds, they're counting minutes and seconds. And among them is my dear brother Bharata. Bharata is waiting. What Bharata is going through right now is actually like a torture. He was dreaming, when will the day come when Lord Rama will sit on this throne and I will be serving him. But the same throne that was meant for me and Bharata wanted me, today he is ruling. I mean, he doesn't occupy the throne. He lives in a small village outside Ayodhya called Nandigram. 14 to 15 miles from Ayodhya, in a small cave or something like that. And Bharata also is such a sweet gentleman, such a sweet devotee, amazing personality. Sometimes in in Ramayana, he is referred to as Mahatma Bharat. So Bharata also will say that 14 years that I will live exactly how like Lord Rama was living, wearing dress made out of tree bark, eating the same kind of food that you will be eating in the forest, living in a cave under a tree or a cave or something. So Bharata also is so. See, the thing about Ramayana is, um, the thing about Ramayana is that everybody excels the other person in terms of being very nice, very dharmic, very righteous, and very loyal to Lord Rama. It's like it's sometimes difficult to say who is the best servant, best devotee of Lord Rama. A long list of devotees will come out. So, Lord Rama will tell Vibhishana, because you are my friend, I'm sharing this with you. He's waiting, he's counting seconds. I don't think it would be fair on my part, after I finish 14 years and I've accomplished my goal and I've coronated you as the king of Lanka. Now I should make haste and go back to Ayodhya. Because I don't want my brother, my dearest brother, to have anxiety. Okay, it's already 14 years, 1 second, 14 years, 2 seconds, 14 years, 3 seconds. Where is Rama? Where is Rama? He's been hankering for my presence, so I don't think. Maybe if time permits and destiny permits, and if the Lord permits, we will spend time together later on. Like that, he will say something like that. He will say to Vibhishana, because Lord Rama is not acting always as a king, as the Lord. He's acting as Prince, King, or whatever, Prince Rama, like that. Then Vibhishana will give up. He'll say, I understand. Then Lord Rama will say, not only Bharata, my mothers are also waiting for me. The citizens, I had great difficulty in sending them back. They were willing to follow me. I brought them all the way up to the banks of, I don't know, was it Sarayu river or some river, maybe Sarayu itself. And then stealthily, without their knowledge, in the night when they were all sleeping, I took the help of my friend Guha and crossed the river without their knowledge. And I vanished into the thick forests of Dandakaranya in order to get rid of them. I mean, get rid is not the right word. In order to, tell them clearly, indicate to them clearly, you go back to Ayodhya. You don't follow me, because Vanavas is a curse on me, not on you people. You go back like that. So they're all waiting for me. Then Vibhishana will yield. He'll say, all right, I understand. And here it is, the Pushpaka Vimana. Actually, it's not ours. It was stolen from our brother Kubera by Ravana. Ravana goes and demands Kubera, and so Kubera gave. Kubera he didn't give. Ravana just snatched it from Kubera and took it. I don't know if he said thank you or whatever, but whatever, he snatched it from Kubera. So that is there. It's yours. It's at your disposal. Then again, there's something very sweet that happens. Vibhishana is there, Rama is there, Lakshmana is there, Sugriva is there, all the monkey, Vanara. Somehow the word monkey doesn't suit the Vanara. Vanara is a much more honorable word. All the Vanaras. Actually, it's wrong to call them monkeys. Do you know that? In the Valmiki Ramayana, it's explained. They're not monkeys. They're Vanara. That means they're a little different from human beings. But nowhere in the Ramayana the word Kapi is used to describe them. They're always called Vanaras. They're different. They're not the monkeys that we see. They're Vanara. Nara means human. Vanara means, I guess it means different from human. That's all. So they're all there. They're having tears of, joy as well as sadness in their eyes. Lord Rama will recognize this. That, hey, something is going on here. You look at them and all are so sad that Lord Rama is going to leave them and go back, and maybe they'll never see him again. So then Vibhishana will again interrupt and say, my dear Lord, as a friend, can I say something? Lord Rama will say, yes, please go ahead. Now you're going to suddenly separate ourselves from you is going to be so painful for all of us. In that short time that we were together, we have fallen in love with you. I mean, you're such an attractive personality. Rama means one who gives pleasure to the senses. You've occupied our heart, our mind, our lives. So intense feeling of affection we have and desire to serve you we have. So on behalf of all the devotees or your devotees and servants, can I make a request? Ram Taman said, yes, go ahead. Anyway, the Pushpaka Vimana is a kind of expanding sort of a vehicle. It will expand as per the number of passengers that it has to take. If it is okay with you, can we all accompany you to Ayodhya and be present during the Pattabhisheka and celebrate? This part of our association with you was fighting with Ravana and this and that and battle and all that. But there, it's much more, it will be a different mood altogether. You will be ascending the throne and we will be seeing Mother Sita. We want to see your other relatives. We also want to see Bharata, whom you are talking about in such glowing terms. We want to see Ayodhya. Is it okay? Will you allow us to come? Lord Rama will say, what a thoughtful advice you have given me. What a nice, thoughtful advice you have given me. My friend accepted. Yes, you all accompany me. So it is said that all the monkey, Vanar, I'm sorry. All the Vanara military chiefs, Vibhishana and his associates, and all of them get onto the Pushpaka Vimana. And then they accompany Lord Rama. And on the return journey, it is said, on his way back to Ayodhya, it is said that Lord Rama is very joyful, very relaxed. He is recounting the different scenes of the battle and appreciating different Vanara heroes, saying, you killed so-and-so, you did this, you did that. And all these Vanaras are so overjoyed. They say, how do you even remember our names and whatever little we have done? Like that. They become so overjoyed at the mention of their names by Lord Rama. But before that, before this meeting with Vibhishana, there's one more important incident that happens also. After the battle, after Ravana has been vanquished, after the Agni Pariksha is done, the Devatas also come there, headed by Indra and like that. So when the Devatas also come there, Devatas will come and thank Lord, saying that the biggest terrorist of our time, Ravana, you removed him. We are very grateful to you. Now the world is a much more peaceful place. You have taken all this trouble only for our sake. The whole drama of Sita being kidnapped, everything happened just for you to vanquish, for you to get a good reason to destroy Ravana and his family, etc. Ravana, basically. But in the process, Rama will tell, then Indra will tell, we want to honor you on this occasion for having cleared up this world and defeated Ravana and so on. We want to honor you, we want to reward you, so what is it that we can do for you? They ask him. See, this is why I said Ramayana is very nice. There's always this very sweet reciprocation and offer of service. The Devatas will come and ask, you cleared up this world, you made it a safer place, you made it a better place, how can we show our gratitude and love for you? And Lord Rama will say, yes, there's one way in which you can do it. Then he'll tell Indra, I would like you to, in the duration of this battle, many of the Vanaras suffered grievous injuries. Somebody lost their arms, legs, whatever. Some even died. And they didn't have to do this. They did it out of love for me. It's not that I gave them salary or this and that. They wanted Mother Sita to be liberated from captivity, and that I should be reunited with Mother Sita. And they were willing to risk their life also in order to do this, in order to make this happen. I want you to bring back to life whoever died and repair. Repair means, what's the right word? Rehabilitate or treat and rehabilitate all the Vanaras who have lost a limb or whatever that has happened, and make them exactly like how they were before the battle began. Before the battle began, I want you to do this. Indra will get bewildered. He'll say, it's not easy. Even for someone like me, it's not easy to do this. But my Lord, your order is our command. Your request is our command, is a command for us. We will do it. Then it is said that Indra, with the help of divine, whatever, what are those medical people called? I don't know if it was Ashwini Kumaras or somebody. They have, Ashwini Kumaras. So they do the impossible. Those who died were revived. Those who had a loss of limb, they were also restored to the same position. Indra will say, because of their service to you, unconditional risk that they have taken and service to you, why bring them back to that level? They will become even more blessed, even more stronger, even more wise, even more blessed than what they were before. Because they went to Lanka, they fought on your behalf, they took risk, they did so much for you. It's just restoring them back to what was their position is not enough. We'll make them even more happy, even more, whatever, revitalize, Tandrusht, whatever you say in Hindi, I don't know what's the right word. But whatever it is, they'll become even better. Lord Rama will smile, give a very happy smile at Indra. And this happens. And one of the first things that Lord Rama does afterwards, the Pushpaka Vimana, everything happens subsequently, he will call Vibhishana and tell. He will tell Vibhishana, I want you to reward. Because today you are the king of Lanka, partly because of their sacrifice. See, the other thing about Lord Rama, he never speaks about himself and what he has done. He says, because of them, because they came with me. I alone, what could I have done? Single man, I couldn't have done. Of course, there are times when Lord Rama when he becomes angry at the ocean, the Lord of the ocean, because that ocean god doesn't appear in front of him, Lord Rama will threaten that ocean god and say, one glance, I'll burn up all the water that is there. One glance from me. He will threaten. When it's required, he will do, but not always. Now he's saying, what I could have done? It's the Vanaras, Hanuman, and this in listening. So I want you to gift them gold, silver, precious stones and other things. Vibhishana will say, what will he say? He will say, your wish is my command. I will do it. Everybody will be handsomely rewarded from the treasury of Lanka. So all of them will be handsomely rewarded. So I'm talking about all this because these are the preparatory activities that Lord Rama does before he actually enters Ayodhya. It's not that battle over, he catches the next flight and comes to Ayodhya. It doesn't happen like that. He does a lot of things, very thoughtful. Now there's an airport in Ayodhya also, I heard. So just take the next flight, land in Ayodhya. No, he doesn't do like that. Very thoughtfully. Online, book the ticket, go aboard, finish. You're in Ayodhya, next to. No, he doesn't do like that. He rewards the Vanaras. He thanks Vibhishana. He honors all those people. And finally he says, all right, now you all come. I'll charter some flight, like whatever. And charter the Pushpaka Vimana. You also come with me. I'm not going to leave you. You also come with me. All of you come. And Lord Rama will say, stay with me. Stay in my palace. And as long as you want. Sugriva, Hanuman, all of them pile on to that Pushpaka Vimana. Actually, in one place I read that he first asks his the commanders to come, and later on he says, everybody come. Because then the ordinary Vanaras also will feel sad. Big people, only 7,000 people got passes, no? What about all common Amadmi, like that? So I read in one of the scripture that Rama says, eventually he says, everybody come, all of you come, like that. But I don't remember exactly what version is there in the Valmiki Ramayana. But nevertheless, the gesture is that Lord Rama will take them. It's very, very nice. Then after all this is over, before this, there's one more very special event that happens. Valmiki Ramayana explains. Very, very sweet, heart-touching event that happens. What is that event? Dasharatha by that time has died and he's gone to the heavenly planets. He's living in the heavenly planets because he was a very pious, devoted king. And he's not able to get rid of his sorrowness in his heart, because he still blames himself for being responsible for Rama's Vanavas. For Rama's Vanavas, he blames himself. He said, I made that mistake because I gave that promise to Kaikeyi. I could have chastised Kaikeyi and said, don't be stupid, you can't ask something like this, ask something else. I didn't do it. I just surrendered to her because I had a soft corner for her. So he's always feeling bitter, and he never excuses himself. You know what I mean? Sometimes we do a mistake, we feel bad for days together, and we say, why should I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done that. We feel bad, we feel terrible that something like that we did, out of anger, whatever may be the reason. So Dasharatha was lamenting all the time, because of me, Lord Rama is in the forest, he is suffering, he should have been the king. Why did I give that boon? Why did I accept Kaikeyi's request? I could have done something else, whatever. He is feeling like that. So he expresses his desire to Indra and other devatas. Now that Lord Rama's exile is over, he has got back Sita, he has recovered Sita, he has killed Ravana. By that time, Dasharatha also will be educated to know that Rama is not just his son, Rama is the Supreme Lord, avatar of the Lord. He says, I want to see Lord Rama before he goes back to Ayodhya. And because he is the father of the Supreme Lord, the Devatas will make arrangements so that he appears in the sky in one of the Vahanas of Devaloka. He comes, and Indra and others point out, say, there is your father. He has come to meet and greet you. Then he comes, he lands, and whatever. Then he calls Rama close. He's having, tears of joy. And among the first thing he does is he makes Lord Rama sit on his lap. He feels, now you're all right. Then he asks Lord Rama, at least now will you forgive me, or something like that. Rama says, why should I forgive you? What wrong have you done? What is there to forgive you? Dasharatha will become even more touched, because Rama will say, what is there to forgive you? What happened? What wrong did you do? In fact, I should appreciate you. In one of the most biggest tests of your life, you passed. Test of being truthful and righteous and honorable and honoring your word and promises, you passed that test. Then Dasharatha will feel embarrassed that Lord Rama is speaking like this. He will say, this incident would never ever have happened had it not been for Kaikeyi and Bharata. Something like that he will say. Then Lord Rama will stop him and say, my dear father, he will say, you have come here to bless me. You have come here. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful to you. I want one boon from you. I want one special blessing from you. Dasharatha will say, what one? Take million, take hundreds, whatever you want, I will grant you. Then Lord Rama will say, never ever give a place in your heart for any resentment or anger or anything towards my mother Kaikeyi. Never ever entertain or even have an ill feeling or anger or bitterness or anything towards my mother Kaikeyi, and uses the word my mother. And in the same manner, never ever feel anything but love and appreciation for my brother Bharata. So all the devatas and rishis and munis who are hearing, see, it comes in that pattern. Lord Rama, you can expect him to be ideal, very correct, very perfect, very thoughtful, very gentle, very forgiving, very, very careful. Very difficult for any of us to be like that. We open our mouth, and they say when Lord Rama opens his mouth, then it's only pearls and jewels and other things like that, which are so pleasing to the ear and to the mind and the heart. But if we open, we have to learn. We definitely have to learn. So the devatas become so pleased. Dasharatha will say, that's the reason why I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to have become, to be blessed, to have been blessed to have a son like you. To have a son like you. So Dasharatha will bless and say, all right, I will not entertain such a feeling. In fact, even when the Devatas come down to greet Lord Rama, Indra leads them. Indra is leading them, and as soon as he has darshan of Lord Rama, he won't say that we're all so pleased you've done this. I mean, he says we are grateful to you, but the first thing that he says is, my Lord, we feel so blessed that you have agreed to, you know what, you have agreed to cast your merciful glance upon us. You understand what I'm saying? They won't say, oh, so nice to have your darshan. No, they will say the opposite. We feel so blessed and grateful, and we feel honored, we feel purified that you have accepted to turn your merciful, loving glance upon us. You understand the difference, what I am saying? That you're lovingly and mercifully glancing upon us. This is enough. This makes our life very purified, our existence purified. So Ramayana is full of, if you read carefully, it's full of jewels like this. Practically every other shloka. There's something very, very captivating about the Ramayana. How Lord Rama stops Dasharatha from talking, and then he says, please don't feel like that towards Mother Kaikeyi. The moment he says, my mother, Dasharatha becomes very confounded. Because, see, now he cannot say anything. He doesn't say, my stepmother. He says, my mother. In other words, he's telling Dasharatha, how dare, I mean, he doesn't say that, but he's saying, please don't speak about my mother like this. She's my mother too. Like that. So, Ramayana is, there is many other things that happen that before he actually enters Ayodhya. And after this, they all get on to their Pushpaka Viman. And it's said that Lord Rama, in the Pushpaka, in one version of the Ramayana, I've read this, he makes a brief stopover in Kishkinda. You could say pit stop or whatever. He makes a brief stopover in Kishkinda. And then he says, all right, all the main people, bring your wives also. Like that. So, something in one version of the Ramayana, it's read like that. He says, let them also come. As they're flying over Kishkinda, he stops. And then finally he comes to Ayodhya. And as soon as he comes to Ayodhya, Lord Rama does something even very, very careful and thoughtful. Very thoughtful he does. He calls Hanuman and he says, my dear Hanuman, we have almost reached Ayodhya. And I understand Bharata is not living in Ayodhya. He is living on the outskirts of Ayodhya in a place called Nandigrad. He is living in a cave, living under a tree, and eating the same kind of food that I was eating for 14 years in the forest. I want you to do me a favor. You go in disguise and tell Bharata that I'm a, I don't know the part, disguise or, can't remember clearly, disguise. Go and tell Bharata that I have sent you, a messenger for Lord Rama. I have come. And Lord Rama is on the way. He's going to reach Ayodhya any time. Hanuman will say, all right. Then Rama will tell. When you're telling this to Bharata, observe him. Carefully observe him. Rama will say, if there is even the slightest trace of some kind of attachment for the throne, because 14 years he was ruling the kingdom. He was the king, de facto king. Though he had kept Lord Rama's Paduka, but the fact is, he was the king for all practical purposes. Even if he shows the slightest trace of having developed an attachment or that, oh, now I have to give up this adhikara, power, you come and report to me. Then Hanuman will say, and then what will you do, my lord? Then Lord Rama will say that even if he has the slightest inclination in the corner of his heart that I was the king, now I have to give up being the king, slightest, smallest trace of it also, I will not go to him, I will not go to Ayodhya, I will stay outside, let Bharata rule the kingdom. Let Bharata rule. I don't have any doubt that he will be a magnificent king. He is very affectionate, he's very thoughtful, very intelligent, like that. There is no difference between me ruling the Koshala kingdom or Bharata ruling. I have no problem with if Bharata continues to rule. I've anyway lived as a mendicant for 14 years. I'll find something. I mean, but I won't take it back forcibly if he has developed even the smallest trace of attachment to this kingdom and this position. Then it says Hanuman will go and present himself in front of Bharata. By the time he comes to meet Bharata, Bharata is all, he's calculating the seconds. He's saying, Rama should have come. He's looking in all directions. From which direction will Lord Rama come? He should have come by now. Why he has not come? Then, as soon as Hanuman presents himself and says that Lord Rama is about to reach Ayodhya, anytime now he will come, anytime. So it is said that Bharata grabs hold of Hanuman and asks him, from which direction is he coming? Where is he coming from? And it is said that as soon as Hanuman reveals the direction in which Lord Rama is coming, he drops everything and starts running in the direction in which Lord Rama is supposed to be coming. And he is running with so much haste and so fast to grab the lotus feet of Lord Rama. It says that many places he doesn't see what's coming in front of him. He trips and falls and rolls on the ground and then gets up, and his body is showing all kinds of ecstatic symptoms of joy as he's running to grab the lotus feet of Lord Rama. Like that. So these are preparatory activities that happen. I mean, if we want to talk about how Rama actually enters Ayodhya, that's another big topic. I don't think I have the time to talk about it today. Some other day, maybe. Some other event. But this is how Lord Rama deals with the subject of coming back to Ayodhya. And these are the prominent incidents that happen. Is that something we can learn? Yes, we can. Prabhupada says all these scriptures should become part of our life. Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. They should be the guiding principles of our life, the inspiration for our values, and they should be our very worshipable scriptures. That means every incident, every word, we have to deeply reflect and see what is it we can learn from this. So Prabhupada wanted us to reflect on this. And these personalities like Hanuman, Bharata, Vibhishana, because they are devotees, they should become our inspiration, source of inspiration. And how we have to consistently, very carefully, devotedly, and with persistence, carry on serving the Lord in a very enthusiastic manner also. So that is the mood in which we read. We don't read Ramayana as a source of entertainment. Definitely not. That's probably the wrong way of reading the Ramayana. Ramayana is never meant to be a Ramayana, Mahabharata, whatever books are not meant for entertainment. They are meant for cleansing our heart. Cleansing our heart, something that nothing else can do in this world. Chanting the holy name, taking the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, glorifying Vaishnavas, reading scripture, associating with devotees, taking prasadam and doing seva for the Lord and Guru and Krishna and Vaishnavas. That is what cleanses our heart. We clean everything else except our heart and mind, because generally people don't know that there's something called cleaning the heart. They're not aware. But it's done by scripture, it's done by chanting, done by association, done by some discipline. So I'm very grateful to all of you that you remembered and called me and gave me a chance to spend an hour here with you. May Lord Rama, Sita, Lakshman, Hanuman, and all the great personalities who are glorified in the Ramayana. Even Valmiki is no ordinary personality. Valmiki writes the Ramayana, First part of the Ramayana is what has already happened. The second part of Ramayana that he writes is what is yet to happen. Because Sita comes into his ashram and Love Kush are born, and what happens after that. So Brahma gives a blessing to Valmiki, such a sweet blessing he gives. He says, "You're a sage of flawless character." Flawless means no fault, difficult to find any fault. Flawless character, such purity, such, that whatever you write, when you sit down, meditate as per my instructions on Lord Rama's lotus feet, and you start writing, whatever you write about the future incidents that are yet to happen. Because Valmiki becomes a character in the Ramayana at the point of time when Sita enters his ashram. He becomes a character in the Ramayana. So Brahma blesses him, saying, everything that you say will be true. And you will only be writing what is true. In other words, he says, you write fearlessly. Whatever inspiration you get in your heart. By the power of my blessings, you will only be writing whatever is the truth. Every single incident that you're saying will happen. That's how it will happen, as you describe it. That's the special blessing that Brahma gives. So devotees are special people. The world is looking at devotees to be guiding stone, guiding light, role models, etc. So I pray to Lord Rama that all of you should be blessed with his mercy, and all of you develop a taste for hearing and reading, not just Ramayana, Mahabharata. Prabhupada said Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada actually said, if I get the time, I'll translate Mahabharata and Ramayana also. But as Krishna had other plans, so he could not complete the translation of Mahabharata and Ramayana. But that was his plan, that was his desire, to translate and write purports for Ramayana and Mahabharata as well. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Any questions?
Yeah, any question, comment? Don't tell me you're so tired of listening that mind has gone to sleep or something. No, you can even...
I want to know about the Rama's character
He wanted to test Mata Sita for this Agni Pariksha.
Whose character?
Rama's character. What was his mindset for giving her this difficult test?
Mm-hmm. See, in one version of the Ramayana, it is said that when Ravana kidnapped Sita, he kidnapped a bimba of Sita, an expansion of Sita. It's not the original Sita, Mother Sita. So after Mother Sita was liberated from clutches of Ravana, so this bimba, that means the reflection or expansion of Mother Sita, goes into the fire and the real version of Sita comes out. So it had to happen. Somewhere they have to switch their roles again. So one version of the Ramayana explains like that. The other version explains that it was in the interest of everybody that Mother Sita's impeccable character be established, because she lived under Ravana's clutches for a year in Ashokavana. So Lord Rama wanted to actually establish the glory of Mother Sita for posterity, for history, forever to be recognized. How perfect and how chaste and how glorious her character is. So when Mother Sita enters fire and comes out, and she's brought out by Agni Deva himself. So there is big universal celebration. All the devatas will shower flowers of, pushpa vrishti, they say, flowers and glory, and they celebrate. And it said that at that point of time, Lord Rama's demeanor also changes. He becomes relieved. He says, all right. Now that the test is over and Mother Sita has established herself, now I can without any hesitation accept her. Lord Rama says, not that I ever doubted you at any point of time, But I had to establish for the for public, for people, for everybody. I had to establish that that is your purity and chastity. That is your devotion. That you go into fire and come back, nothing with nothing, no scratch, anything. Agni Deva himself personally delivers Sita back, and he glorifies Mother Sita and says, "There's no need for anybody in the anywhere of any part of the universe to doubt Mother Sita's character. She's the personification of perfection and purity." So like that. So being a king involves doing certain acts which establish our credibility, kings, whoever it is, their credibility, their honor, their truthfulness, their fairness, their impartiality, they have to establish being a leader. So look at it in that light. It is not that Rama ever doubted. There are some mischievous commentators of the Ramayana who comment on this, and they also comment on Vali Vada. These are two favorite pastimes. They repeatedly comment. But if you read the Valmiki Ramayana and commentary on Valmiki Ramayan's Ramayana by Vaishnava saints, then you'll know how to understand everything properly. Which is why Prabhupada says, don't independently explore Vedic scriptures without sanction of a guru, without purports written by, explanations written by a Vaishnava, authorized Vaishnava. Okay? Good question. You don't seem satisfied with the answer.
Thank you, Prabhuji. For today's, this nothing could be much more than that. Today topic is Sri Ram punar agamana. So before Sri Ram's punar agamana, this could more than this could not be a session today. So you have given that complete highlight, like before he came to Ayodhya, what was the story behind it, like what was happening behind the scene. So similar way now he is coming back. So there must be something happening, right?
Let's wait and see. I really hope something nice happens to the people of this country, people of this world also.
That's what they are
Something nice happens.
So just just to people, some of you have come late, just summarizing some of the points which Prabhuji has explained. Like he started his session by explaining our main religion is Sanatan. And then Prabhuji explained about before the session, like how Lord Rama's exile is over and he is coming to Ayodhya, like how he is coming in now Ayodhya. So he is telling about that time when he was planning to come to Ayodhya, what was happening, right? And when it was happening towards the end of Yuddha. So Yuddha had happened, completed, and then he was planning to go back to his home. Now, and Prabhuji was explaining about during Krishna's this thing we have nice rasas, right? But in Rama's we have which kind of rasa? Dasya rasa. So Dasya bhav is there. It's like he's a kind of master. Though Krishna is also master, but still we can have a different kind of relationship, right? Those rasas are there. And then Prabhuji explained about Vibhishan, when somebody is a das and somebody is a student slowly become our favorite and he will treat teacher like a friend. So Vibhishan was a das bhav, but slowly how he became friend with Ram, right? So Ram's relationship with friendship was very less, but with Vibhishan he had. But Vibhishan still felt, no, I am das. And that's what Prabhuji has explained about this kind of angle. And then, because if you read and we would have seen in the TV, we would understand only one angle. But this kind of learnings, what Prabhuji has given at every point, that's a good learning. And how he has a Sugriva as a friend. And he spoke about, though Bharat was given the Kundam, but still where he was staying in Nandigram. And he was staying like how Ram was staying. Babuji has explained like how it was like kind of Ram Rajya, because everything was perfect. And in our this Kali Yuga, everybody wants to get acknowledged, but there everything was acknowledging others. So that kind of Rajya was Ram Rajya. So this thing Babuji has explained, and how Ram came back. He came back in the Pushpak Viman, and then it's like they had so much nice relationship. They said, "Nahi jao, don't go."
I saw someone come with some
They didn't
look
want to
like
send
Krishna.
him. So okay, nahi, you can't stay back. At least take us. So how he took everybody with him, how everyone came. That's how we have attachment, right? If somebody is so close to us, we'll say, please don't go. If they are going, okay, please take us. So how he brought everybody, right? So that kind of context, that kind of relationship, Prabhuji has explained. Um, and Rama's this like how Rama came to remove the big burden of the earth, which was Ravan's crucial attack, and how all Devi Devtas were happy after this Ravana was killed. So all these things Prabhuji had explained, it's like a complete story coming when Lord Rama was going to Ayodhya. Thank you Prabhuji, such a blissful session. Thanks, it's like a image coming in front of our eyes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
We will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhuji, we will chant. So, as Prabhuji said, we have to, major thing is cleansing of our heart, cleansing of mind control. So we will do our, like we learn, but whatever we learn, we have to apply it. So applying will happen only when we do it. So we will do japa for one round, which will be for about 8 to 10 minutes. Is there anybody who is coming today for the first time? You have come for the first time. You have, chanting. Have you done chanting? Like on beats, we will do it. Maybe